I remember talking to Sarah, not a real name, obviously, a till manager in, shall we just say, a very major supermarket. We talked about how you tell people who you are, where you've been and what you know in just a kind of a short story so that you can meet your audience properly before you start to speak in a training session. I'll be honest, Sarah had had a life that made my little bit of shit look like a trip to Claridge's for afternoon tea, to be honest. In her introduction, the total genius, honesty and utter belief in who she'd become was a total game changer, to be honest. One of the most engaging things I'd ever heard. Day after, I was doing a little walk around on the shop floor and a young man about 34 years old that Sarah managed stopped me. And I'm not going to give you his name either. But he told me how Sarah's story had totally changed his life. How he saw himself and how he related to the experience of being brought up mostly in children's homes with his brother as a boy had changed completely as he saw himself in Sarah's story. Honestly, I'll never forget Sarah and I'll never forget my checkout friend as long as I shall live. The both of them, the apples of the earth and the twinkling of the stars, both amazing people. And you know what, either of them, if I had my own supermarket chain, first thing I'd be banging on the door to employ them just to be in their orbit. These stories, they happen all over the world every single day. And then there's always the lawyer in a big practice I worked with once. I remember he was literally, no joking, literally mobbed at an event. I'd put a little bit of footage of him talking to me on film about how his mother and father had worked day and night to send him to university. He did not come from a privileged background. He talked as well about how he took his chemistry exam on the morning of his father's funeral. He was only 16 and his dad had been ill with cancer for a very long time. He talked about how much it meant to him when his head of year walked up to him at the end and just slapped him on the shoulder and said, "Well done, lad." Now, did the audience that day actually see why he's now in the position of partner? Where the humanity and resolve comes from that, incidentally, you get free with every case. Yeah, I think so. Why you're just bloody genius is not on pieces of paper. It's not on a press release or in some Myers-Briggs assessment. It's actually where you've been in your life. It's unlikely any of us have never had an heartbreak or a little bit of grief, particularly when you get a bit older. But obviously, you don't need to have had a freaking slapping like all the friends I've been talking about here to be a somebody. But I want you to make sense of it if you have. I promise you, all the fancy qualifications from here to Mars can't equal the gravity of experience. And you are the best person for now.